Okay, so let's turn directions. We've understood now how to make a stacked wall for ourselves. And you can see in this instance how we wouldn't probably apply that to this, but maybe we'll make another stacked wall later in our lesson that will make a little more sense for our building. Let's do something right now that's going to help us with something else. Let's put a roof on this building. How would we do that? Well, if we look at a south elevation, what we can see is that we have several, not several, but we have two layers here. And our level two, our not layers, but levels, our level two is at 10 feet. Let's go ahead and change that to maybe 12, or how about 13 feet? Let's put it at 13. Okay, so now when we go back to our 3D view, we can see that our window sills for where they're at are they look a little more like they make sense. They have some brick up above them. All right, so I'm gonna go back to level one, and while I'm at level one, I'm gonna go ahead and move some of these items out of the way for the moment. I'm gonna go in and change something else I see. You see my floor is gray right now, and I don't want that to look like that right now, so I'm just going to simply go through and select a few things. I'm going to filter everything out except I'm going to check floors and say apply, and now I'm going to right click and say override graphics in view by is it category, or in this instance would it be element, right? And if I look in here, it's saying it's by material, it's by material. So why is my floor showing up gray? Well, my floor is showing up gray because that's simply the surface pattern. If I go in here and look at this, that's the surface pattern of my floor, right? Oops. Let me try another way of selecting it so I don't have to select so many things. There we go. If I go in here and I say I don't want it to be shaded, now, I'm in a shaded view, so my walls are making it, my shaded view is making it show up shaded right now. But just so you know, when you look in these categories and when you look at this floor, you can see that there's some shading that's automatically given to that floor. So if I don't want it to show up shaded, either I have to change it there or I simply have to go to a what? I simply have to go to a hidden line view. All right. That said, let's put a roof on now. So we can go over here to roof and say roof by footprint. And right now it's on the lower level. We want to move it to level 2. Yes. So the next portion of things that I want to do in this instance is I want to say, hey, what kind of roof do I want? Well, on this particular building, I'm going to use a shed roof on this building. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to simply come in and I'm going to say that I want to offset my outside walls. I'm going to say by 1 foot 6 inches. Okay. Now notice it's going to put, as you know it does with roofs, it should be putting a what? It should be offsetting this wall and putting a line out there for me, but it's not doing that right now. So I'm not sure why. I'm going to go ahead and just draw my boundary line now. So if I come off this wall, I'm going to come off the front of this building a few feet. I'm going to try and come off here maybe 3 feet right now. And you see how that particular line that I'm drawing right now, it has a slope to it, a 912 slope. I'm going to take that and I'm going to say where it says define slopes, I'm going to uncheck that right now. And let's see if I can offset this time. I'm going to say 1 foot 6. It's still not letting me for whatever reason offset. I'm not sure why. So it's okay. I can go in here and draw this boundary some distance from this wall. So what I like to do is say I want to come out here, I don't know, another 3 feet. And then I'll just delete this line. And I'll come and click here and I'll say what? Uncheck that roof slope. Then I'll trim those two together, right? And then I can mirror this one off of here, right? And I can draw an axis off the center of this line, mirror it to the other side, right? Now it's not 3 feet off of there, so what do I have to do? I can come in here and kind of cheat this, and I can take the copy feature off of here and say 3 foot 0, all right? And now there's my line and it's off that wall, all right? Now, I'm not going to put a roof over these two mechanical rooms right now. We'll do a little something different with that later. All I want to do right now is I want to take this line and I'm going to copy it from here all the way to the back of my building. It doesn't matter where right now. I'm just going to kind of drop it right there. And then what's nice is if I go to annotate, I can put an align dimension on here, can I? And it says that it's 5 foot. Well, what if I want it to be maybe just 2 feet? There it goes. Then I can delete that dimension. I don't need it anymore. Then I can just simply trim this to here and trim this to here and finish that. And I've got a roof now. Well, yes, true, I have a roof, but it's kind of a boring flat roof. And honestly, we likely wouldn't do a roof just like this. It wouldn't really add to the character of a building like this. So how can we adjust that? Well, right in this 3D view, if I click on that and I say edit footprint, can I not go in here and say define slope? And I can say I want the slope on this to maybe be a 212. What's going to happen if I do that? You see how it raises it, just kind of opens it up, just like an alligator's mouth, right? But that's quite a bit of slope if I look at that for a roof that goes that distance. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to edit my footprint once again. And in this view, I can come back around. I can click on this and I can say, how about if we make it a 112, right? Well, even at a 112, if we look at it, there's still quite a bit of slope to that, right? I don't need that much slope. So what can I do? I can come back in here and say edit footprint, and I can click on it and say make this a half, right? Half to 12 slope, right? And now that looks a little better, right? Or that's a little more so appropriate for a building like this to maybe have a slope like that. But I also want to do something else. I want to attach my walls to this roof, right? Well, when I say I want to attach my walls to this roof, I want to make sure that these walls reach up to it. So this is probably something you remember from when you took Revit the first time. If I hover over this wall and hit tab, I'm trying to grab those other walls. It's not letting me, right? So what can I do? I have to come in here now. I have to hover and click, and then I can hold control and click these other portions of the wall. Then shift middle mouse button to scroll around. Click here, right? And now I can say attach top base to here. And now you see how my walls are attaching up here, right? So what I want you to do is go ahead and put a roof on, very similar to what I did, and then we'll pick back up in the next video, okay?